When a dozen brilliant inventors all solve the same problem at the same time, the result isn't a surge in progress. Often, the technology gets completely locked down by legal disputes. This happens because of a patent thicket. When an industry evolves rapidly, companies file overlapping intellectual property rights. Before long, no single firm holds all the necessary rights. Instead of manufacturing, everyone sues everyone else, and the sector stalls. This scenario is currently paralyzing the solar energy market, but the legal gridlock itself is an old problem. To see how competitors originally solved it, we have to look back to the middle of the 19th century. Without a legal mechanism to untangle these overlapping claims, breakthroughs often suffocate in the courtroom before they ever reach the public. In the 1850s, inventors were deadlocked in the sewing machine wars. Elias Howe held a crucial patent, but his design wasn't a complete marketable machine. Competitors like Isaac Singer built vastly improved machines, but couldn't legally manufacture them because they relied on Howe's technology. All the key players were bleeding their profits into mutual lawsuits. To end the bleeding, the rivals met in Albany, New York in 1856. They agreed to pool 9 essential patents, everything required to build a functional machine, into a single entity. They called it the sewing machine combination, the first patent pool in history. This chart tracks sewing machine stitches per minute. Note the flat line. Between the 1856 agreement and the pool's 1877 dissolution, innovation stopped. The triangle points show outside firms stopped filing patents, unable to compete with a unified legal titan. The Albany Truce saved the industry from self-destruction, but it also proved these truces risk creating a monopoly that can eventually starve a market of new ideas. To prevent modern pools from becoming illegal cartels, regulators now require strict compliance frameworks. A pool must prove it exists to clear a thicket, not to block competition. The core rule is essentiality. Independent experts evaluate each patent to ensure there is no realistic alternative. Once aggregated, the pool must offer access on FRAN terms, fair, reasonable, and non-discriminatory pricing, creating a standard fee that gives manufacturers legal clearance to enter the market. These two rules, essentiality and standardized pricing, form the legal engine that allows competing corporations to share technology without violating antitrust laws. This model scaled up throughout the 20th century. In 1917, the U.S. government forced the Wright brothers and the Curtiss Company to pool their aircraft patents so planes could be mass-produced to supply World War I. By 1997, the model moved into global electronics. A group called MPEG-LA was formed to manage the essential patents for video compression, preventing a total bottleneck in the production of TVs and digital media players. Today, platforms like Avanci manage pools for 5G connectivity patents, which are now built into millions of connected vehicles and smart meters. Every major technological era eventually reaches a scale where these pools become the only practical way to manufacture complex products globally. Today, the solar sector is facing its own crisis. As companies race to perfect high-efficiency cells, the industry is paralyzed by a massive patent war. The consequences are real. In Germany, customs authorities have seized shipments of unlicensed solar modules at the border, while project developers have delayed major installations to avoid the risk of litigation. This infographic outlines the ceasefire. Maxeon and Aiko Energy reached a 5-year licensing settlement over back contact technology worth $231 million. At a fraction of a cent per watt, the patent fee is only 0.3% of the total cost of a commercial project. For scale-driven industries, paying a predictable fee is mathematically superior to the financial drain of mutual destruction in the courtroom. Shortly after that settlement, the industry moved toward a more permanent solution. In April 2026, the world's 3 largest solar manufacturers, Trina, JSolar, and JinkoSolar, formally launched China's first solar patent pool. Under government guidance, this pool aggregates 54 critical patents for TOPCon technology, centralizing the core architecture of modern solar manufacturing. The strategic intent is to end involution, the cutthroat domestic price wars where Chinese companies were suing each other and driving margins to zero. By forming a unified front, these companies have created a legally standardized strategy for international expansion, protecting their exports from foreign patent challenges. These pools carry the risk of creating massive, state-backed monopolies. But in an industry where innovation has become too complex for any one firm to own, they remain the only mechanism for mass production.